How to develop entrepreneurship and management skills. Are you ready to be a successful entrepreneur and need some skills to get you there? Well, it's actually pretty easy to develop these skills. You just got to know which skills you need to develop and how to do it. Let's go.
Noel. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, no, you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
So there are so many benefits to becoming an entrepreneur. When I made my journey from working corporate person to now successful entrepreneur, it was quite the journey and it was filled with anxiety. I literally took years and years to quit my job because I was scared to become an entrepreneur. Although I had a business degree, I still wasn't certain in myself that I could actually run my own business and make what I was making from my job. One of the things that holds most people back, especially when it comes to becoming an entrepreneur, is often our jobs. Because it provides us an income, a steady paycheck, and security, we also start to identify ourselves with our jobs. And becoming an entrepreneur can be a big mindset shift. So if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, let's talk about the skills you need to develop and how you do it. What you want to do to become a successful entrepreneur is start with the skills that you already have and the thing that you can do best. Many of the times we try to work on what our weaknesses are, but instead of focusing on what your weaknesses are, you should focus on your strengths. If you are a person that is very organized, you should use that skill to work in your business. Maybe you can create a business where you help other people become more organized, just using that as an example. But instead of focusing on the things that you don't do well, focus on the things that you do well. This will give you confidence and allow you to start making money in your business. You don't want to spend too much time beating yourself up for the things that you're not good at or the things that you don't do well. We all have our own story and we all have our own skill set. I, for example, like talking. So one of the things that I always did in my businesses, even with real estate, was talk to other people and use that as a way to make money. Literally, when I was fixing and flipping houses, I would also show people my fix and flips and do tours of them and charge people for the tours. I realized again quickly that people were watching HGTV and shows like that to learn how to fix and flip. But I knew a better way and a real way of how to flip houses. So instead of doing it the old way and just doing fix and flip and making that my only source of income, I started to think about what are the things that I did well and make content and make that a stream of income for my business. Again, use the skills that you have instead of focusing on your weaknesses. I'm not a person that is very good at putting things together. I'm not good at putting tile down or laying carpet or anything like that, but I love fixing and flipping. So instead of focusing on what I couldn't do well and trying to get better at putting houses together, I let the contractors do that and I focused on what I did well, doing the flips, getting the property sold, and showing and teaching people what it is that I do. That way, I could spend my time doing what I enjoyed instead of creating a business with a bunch of tasks that I hated to do. Focus on what you do well and work will not seem like work. Another thing that's super important, and it goes back to what I just said, is knowing yourself and telling the truth about you. You have to be super aware of yourself. If you are not good at something, it is okay. Have that awareness about it. Don't try to say, oh, I'm good at things and notice that it's falling apart. Find help and start to work on finding the help that you need. There's lots of resources and things that you can do to overcome your weaknesses. You don't necessarily have to focus on your weaknesses, but you are going to have a plan as to how you are going to deal with them. For example, if you are super unorganized or you're a disorganized person, using that as an example, what are some of the systems that you can use to become more organized? There's lots of organizers and apps that you can use to become more organized. Additionally, you want to hire an admin or an assistant that can help you with those things and make sure that person has a skill set that you don't have. Although like attracts like, you don't want to just hire someone exactly like you when you're trying to grow your business and become an entrepreneur. You're looking for someone that can compensate for the skills that you lack. Don't just find a bunch of people just like you and hire them and you guys all have the same strengths and weaknesses. You want to hire for your weaknesses so that you can overcome them and move quickly in your business. Last but not least, you've got to work on your own self. The most important skill out of any other tactical skill that you can work on is your mindset. You're going to need to start to read. Yeah, I know I'm saying that as I'm telling you this on a video or an audio stream, but you are going to have to read. You're going to have to start reading things that are positive and reading things that fill your brain. You need to start listening to positive things and also writing down positive things about what your goals are and how you're going to accomplish them. Again, each morning when you wake up, start to have habits of reading, writing, and listening to something positive and that will move you towards your goal. Becoming an entrepreneur is a journey, not a destination. There is no destination of successful entrepreneur. You are successful when you say you are successful. Do not measure yourself against other people's success. What is it that you want to accomplish? Then start working on yourself to get you there. You're not going to be able to create for someone else, and other people are not going to be able to create for you. You create your future, and you say what success means. And so there you go. I know many of you thought that you would have to get an MBA like Noelle or go to business school or get a master's degree in economics from Penn State. Just kidding. You don't have to do any of those things that Noelle did. Those are actually not the reasons why I'm successful. Go ahead and make sure you just model success. Watch my videos. I've made a whole playlist just for you on this topic. I want to make sure you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. This is Noelle. To your success.